welcome back to Downtime Activities, and welcome back to the Devils of the West. Last time, the plot thickened. We've discovered some more pieces of the puzzle in Dr. Gladstone's nefarious plan, finding the strange metal attenuite, being mined by two more mad scientists who seem to be of Gladstone's group. His folk, his kin.
Convention.
His convention. Is that what you call a group of mad scientists?
No, but Professor Contagia mentioned that they had a convention.
That she did.
Evil Con.
Collective.
Evil Con.
Mad Scientist Con.
At any rate, you discovered that large quantities of this attenuite, I'm not sure of the exact quantity, but shipments of it have been going to a company called Everett Ore, which I don't think I gave you specifically where it was at, but is in southern Colorado. You'd be able to tell from his notes there that it is in the town of Last Roost, Colorado, which is right on the New Mexico border, south of Confluent City.
Just south of First Roost.
Of course. And
Well, First Roost is farther east.
I see.
Everett Ore is the company that's been receiving this, and that's what you know.
Does the railroad office in this mining town have a map of all the rail stops?
Sure.
Like along the railroad?
Yeah.
How far? Does the train go all the way to Last Roost, or?
The train does not stop in Last Roost. Doesn't go through Last Roost. It goes nearby to Last Roost. You'd have to get off and ride to Last Roost.
Okay, so they've been probably shipping that wagon or something like that. How far south from Confluent City is the next train station?
I would say probably it's pretty close.
Okay.
There's Confluent City is the kind of the capital main cluster, and so it'd be nearby. It'd be fewer than 40
Maybe we get
miles.
off before Confluent City.
It might be wise for at least two of us to get off at the last stop before Confluent City, and then ride around to the next stop.
Confluent City is fairly southern in Colorado itself. It's not too many stops after Confluent City that you'd be getting off.
Okay, so I guess we could probably just ride. We get off right before Confluent City, and then just.
Yeah. Right on south.
I don't know if you need to. I don't know if
You can go a couple days ahead of me.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know if you guys need to check in.
We've been searching
I
for them
definitely
all-
want to check in with the Potter to see how my lab is.
I definitely
going.
don't want to check in, but I feel like I kind of have to. Fox has to yell at me.
It's a conversation you're not looking forward to having.
You're gonna be like, what in tarnation?
How was I supposed to verify his identity?
What in reincarnation is going on, Moe?
Exactly that.
Exactly that.
Son of a bitch told me she was Puerto Rican.
So, you all are hopping on the train and heading southward. Some of you getting off just before Confluent City.
Yeah, unless something changes that plan along the way. That's the plan.
Why are you giving him ideas?
I ain't giving him any ideas he didn't have already.
Facts. Big facts. So, you all ride a ways, a stop or two before Confluent City. The two of you are getting off,
Yeah.
and the rest of you are continuing onward.
Guess we'll meet you in Last Roost.
And
Although I'm not really worried about you folks, it's me.
are you guys gonna get off in Confluent City? Because the train will keep moving.
The professor wants to stop in at the museum, but we can continue on if you're okay with waiting. But if you want
Yeah, I
to
mean,
stop
you
in-
guys might as well just actually take the train back to Confluent City.
Right. But that's what I'm saying is, do we ride through? Do we go through Confluent City, or are we stopping in Confluent City?
If you stop and spend a decent amount of time in Confluent City, it'll certainly put you behind them in arriving in Last Roost. If it's like get off at Confluent City, swing by, and then keep riding, and don't really spend time in Confluent City, that could get you there in a similar.
I'm just there to see his progress for now.
And
So-
you should probably check in. So
I'll say I'm chasing him south.
we will at the very least
I'll send a letter.
To Fox?
To Fox.
Okay. I'd like to know fairly specifically what your letter says.
update chasing fugitives south.
Okay.
It's a telegram. It's expensive.
Yeah.
5 cents per word. Should mark down
You should
5
mark
cents
down
per
5
word.
cents per word there.
Does he have the 5 cents per word?
Hey, Grimes, can I borrow 40 cents?
No.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, you living on the edge.
That's because I have to. Anytime something comes up, I'm the one talking, so I'm the one that pays for it, and none of the rest of you are like, "Yeah, I'll pitch in."
Because you don't ask, you just be like, all right, here you go.
And I.
Well, now I have to ask.
I helped pay a bunch of money towards your mortgage. So
That's right.
I paid
You
you
still owe Ed.
I don't think you did.
back. Go to the tape.
We have to go.
We're gonna have to review the tape on that one. So that you're gonna send that telegram and then ride into Confluent City and not go see him.
How will he know that I wrote the conference?
Hopefully won't.
He's
Well,
looking
we're
out the
riding
window.
out of conflicts.
That's right. Yeah, of course.
I think the conversations probably won't take you all that long.
If you want to have them, you don't have to have it. I'm not saying
I just don't want to.
if you if you don't ride over there and you just keep a low profile, there's a decent chance no one will notice that you're in town.
What I'm worried
If you
about is
go out of your way to make sure that they don't.
What I'm worried is you're headed for an ass chewing one way or another,
Yeah.
and you might just be kicking that down the road
I am
to future
kicking it.
Mohan.
I am kicking
That's
it
a
down
problem
the
for
road.
future Mohan to deal with.
Should he survive?
That's a problem for whoever inhabits this Mohan's body after me to deal with.
Exactly.
Mohan? Who are you talking about?
I don't feel like it.
It's fine.
So you guys are getting off Confluent City and just heading over to the library,
Yeah.
museum. All right. Okay.
I'm gonna check in on Potter, and I'm also leaving my large chunk of attenuate.
Attenuate.
over
Think
there.
of the word attenuate, like to attenuate. Change
I have it written down. I'm gonna butcher it every time, so just let me be.
Yep. So arriving back to your guys' museum and entering in, you will see that there is a somewhat of a work desk in one of the rooms now that Potter seems to be hard at work on.
Wow.
There's a lot of scrap metal in there, and a lot of what he would call the beginning of his apparatus, but you looking at it, it looks a bit more like scrap metal than apparatus to you. If scrap metal loosely, poorly welded together.
Well, he's trying.
It seems to be following your specifications, just kind of
It
a
has
novice's attempt at it.
it has a lot of not so much TLC put into it.
There's room for improvement, certainly.
Well,
He says, I think I'm almost done.
clearly. Listen, I'm not gonna be here long. I'm just here to drop off some notes and is Grace Crosby in by chance?
I think she's in her office.
Take a break. Go grab her for me real quick.
Okay. See she's available. And he'll wander off.
I'm gonna start putting the notes down on the. I'm just gonna shove everything that's on the desk to the side and put the notes on attenuate down and then the large piece on it,
Okay.
and then just kind of put a note that says "study me" and then put it right there and then walk out.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm not planning on being here long, so.
And you guys are on horseback, on the road, heading onward?
Sounds like
In
fun.
there? Continuing to head south, leaving town, and heading towards Last Roost, Colorado. For the sake of this...
Small problem, Mohan, that has recently crossed my mind. We run into this partner of yours again. I don't really know if you'll be able to talk your way out of it a second time. As far as, like, if we're riding with you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why you're gonna be riding about a mile in front of me, so it looks like I'm right on your tail.
Turns out from dice rolls, about a mile behind. You guys, due to the train going a little bit quicker and without the same level of brakes, and then you guys leaving and riding, are able to arrive in Last Roost slightly before your friends.
What he meant by that was the train has no brakes.
Yeah.
The engineer doesn't tell
You
anybody.
had to dive out and roll out.
All of our horses
Damn
had to make like a
economy
miraculous.
It's the old west. This type of thing happens.
Can't have shit in Colorado.
Damn bandits stole the brakes.
This type of thing happens all the time. Just jump out on the way by.
We'll throw your horse off the back.
We'll give the horn a couple toots. We'll give the horn a couple toots on the way in. Everyone on the platform will know we ain't stopping, so they'll just jump on as we go by. It'll be fine.
It'll be just
We got special tooth clips.
arriving outside Last Roost, Colorado. It's not much. It's a small town at the foot of some mountains. It seems like it sits on a three-way crossroad, more or less. There's kind of like a north-south main road that this is like I said, like from this point on, you're on the border of New Mexico. It seems like this place is kind of the border between the two, and the kind of T-junction, the other part of the road, seems to wind up a path into the mountains.
That probably heads towards a mine.
Yeah, makes sense.
I guess.
Are you waiting for your friends, or are you just moving around?
I just waiting for you guys. That makes sense to you guys?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll sit and wait.
They'd probably end up being about half day's ride behind you by the end of it. Riding hard. You a little while afterwards, you guys have been kind of hanging about. You get like the occasional look and nod from a local, but nobody approaches you about anything right off the bat. During that time, one person does actually approach though. And it's no, it's not Professor Nothing. It's you see a guy approaching you with a star on his chest. It is not a ranger star though. It seems like he's just the sheriff, local. And he kind of walks up to you and gives you all a nod. And he says, "Name's Thomas McGraw, sheriff of the town here. You a ranger?
I am.
What's your name, sir?"
I'm Mohan.
Mohan. Pleasure to meet you. Mohan. Another of you came through here asking about something, about some hangabouts. Are you looking for the same folk?
No, I'm doing some investigating on some shipments. Some strange ore shipments I'm just looking into. Nothing.
You up Everett's way?
That's where I was headed. Could you point me in the direction?
Well, and he points toward the road. You kind of assume, say, if you take this a little ways, it's pretty hard to miss. Big sign off to the right on the path. There any trouble there I need to know about?
Just some. It's really more clerical work than anything. Just, hey, this looks weird. Go check this out. All right, boss. You know how it is.
Okay.
Rangering ain't much for me. Too much government influence. I like a gun on my hip and keeping the peace, not clerical work. But appreciate there's someone to do it. Any trouble comes, just let me know.
Sounds like a plan.
And he'll wander off.
Probably should have asked him if your ranger friend is still here in town.
Hey, is that ranger still in town?
Oh no, he was riding onward. Said he was going Raskatoon. He was heading to Raskatoon from here. Yeah, he said
Real ass crack of nowhere over there.
tumbleweed of the town.
Ain't it? It's
All right, well,
just
thank you.
it.
Take care, Ranger.
He's on our trail.
He's about 6 years behind.
But if he wants to follow our trail, he's gonna take him a real long time.
That it is. And then, a couple hours after that conversation, right into these two schmucks.
All right, fellas. Guess we're right that way. Head up towards the mine.
Okay. Group of you head up to the mine, and it's not really a mine. Heading up into this, you can see that it looks more. There's like a larger kind of factory-looking building and a clear, more office building here, and it's nestled in where there's lots of trails and stuff leading from it. But it doesn't seem like it itself is like a mining facility. It seems like it's more of a true processing. Like they don't have a mine attached nearby or anything.
So there's probably other mines nearby that are
that are feeding to it. You get the sense that, like, looking at the kind of equipment stuff out here, that's probably like, local prospectors and the sort would bring their stuff here to get processed, as well as bigger shipments coming in.
All right. There's like an admin office or something?
Yeah, the kind of front office area. Seems to be almost like, not necessarily like a storefront, but probably where you go to ask questions.
All right.
Kick in the door, shoot up the face, ask some questions.
Right. Anybody
Go
that's
harass a little kid.
Entering in, you can see a guy sitting behind the desk who looks like he's kind of working on some paperwork at the moment, and he'll kind of look up at the group of you coming in. Greetings, how can I help you all?
My name is Ranger Mohan. I'm looking into some shipments coming out of insert name of mine here that I can...
Fortune Brothers.
Fortune Brothers Mine, thank you. Fortune Brothers Mine, shipments, and I hope maybe I have like the shipment numbers or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, we process some iron for them, certainly. They're way up north, aren't they? Mm-hmm. What's exactly the issue there?
Well, we have some information that what was being shipped might not be iron, and I'm just here to check in on that it wasn't, some sort of operation to get around tariffs and those sorts of things.
No operations, sir. No, it was, everything I processed through here was iron.
I'll need to check up on that. Where'd you send the processed ore?
Well, most has been sold. I can show you what bit. Once it's been processed, we don't differentiate where it came from, and I haven't received a shipment from them in some time, so it might be hard to show you the exact ingots.
But you don't keep track of what ingots came from what place?
Not the original source after it's been processed.
Do you got records of incoming shipments?
That I do.
Oh,
I wonder if those cases are going missing. Possible they get here.
Well, looks like we'll need to do some admin work.
Go ahead and roll me. It's kind of a charisma game.
No.
Can I get a read on, or try and get a read on how shifty this guy's being?
Give me a percent or notice.
Because he seems to me to be being shifty. Maybe that's just Erickson. I don't know.
But you can do anything.
I think I will.
That is a 5.
He's being a little shifty.
That's a tenor.
A tenor?
Yeah.
You kind of notice him, you notice him being a little shifty, and he's just gonna be like, "What is it that you were expecting to find?"
Some stuff called the tenuite. You might have heard of it.
It's like, now, Rain, please. I don't want any trouble. I'm not trying to lie to you here. I lied to you. I'm not trying to cause any more problems. Look, I don't know what tenuite is. I don't know what they were shipping. Name's Samuel Everett.
Mm-hmm.
This is a family's company. We've been struggling real bad the last couple of years. No big contracts, just local prospectors bringing us scraps. And a fella approached me, said that we could make an arrangement to give me a very reduced shipment price on iron ore. I took him up on it. All that I had to do was be the place where it was delivered, and he took a percentage of the shipment with him, and the rest stayed here. And it was too good of a deal for me to pass up.
I see. So
he's taking every case that wasn't iron.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hate to break it to you. Looks like you were part of a kind of smuggling ring of
I figured they were up to no good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna need your records for who this guy was, where he was going, how much he took,
How much he
got
shit?
what he ate for breakfast.
Grabs. Let the youngin' do his job now.
As far as total amounts, I mean, let me get you the records.
I follow him.
I was about to say, maybe somebody should go with him.
He opens the back door and see my door. Let's go, brothers! Two brothers jump in, holding sticks outside.
They're triplets.
This again?
But that's just like, they already tried to just draw shoots the front guy, and it's like, we've seen this before.
But anyway, he'll kind of dig through some record and pulling it out and kind of going through the numbers with you. It seems like they received quite a few large shipments. We're talking like each shipment probably in the range of like 20 to 30 large crates of iron ore, and each of those shipments, a little less than half of them are being taken. Like he's only reporting a little over half as being taken in as actual raw iron. The remainder is kind of disappearing from the ledger, and there has been in total 8 shipments. So we're talking
of 10 to 15 crates apiece.
Yeah, at least.
Some big ass dead robots, let me tell you.
We're talking a
Goddamn
metric
cyborg
F
zombie werewolf army.
We're talking a metric
One really
F-ton.
big one.
And he
Which is a
says
regular sized werewolf power again at the center.
he says
Some
that
Voltron shit going on.
I couldn't tell you now the way that this worked was financially, and he brings out a different kind of ledger. He says it worked as a transaction where I covered shipping charges, and as a fee it was a basically I was paying him in a portion of my shipment for his purchasing originally of it. I was covered. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo. He left with this, and it was all under a personal account. It was not to a business. I couldn't tell you the man. I can. He went by Mr. Hodges. He kind of a.
Mr.
He was kind of a strange fellow. Had a dark traveling suit on and a bowler hat. He spoke real.
Bowler hat.
He spoke real fancy. He had a British accent, I think. There's something very
worse.
posh to the way he spoke. He had a strange pistol on his hip. That's the only thing I can recognize it. Had pearl grip, real nice. Clearly a well-to-do gentleman. Like I said, spoke eloquent. He
Sounds like a real bastard.
He would arrive in a couple of large kind of armored carts. Looked like repurposed from a bank or something. There was things on the side etched off of them that once were there. People hung around him, all had pretty thick Southern accents. A couple of them I had conversations with were old Confederate boys. He didn't say anything about himself real personal. He didn't say anything about any company he represented. He said he represented a manufacturing company, but that this was a more personal project, so he just had to do his personal name. Didn't even get a first name from the fella. He just went by Mr. Hodges.
There's no way that those shipments could have gone unnoticed. Like somebody around here must have seen.
Where they're at.
Yeah.
Which direction would he come and leave from?
Well, the only way to leave from here is north or south. Well, from what I saw, it looked like he was riding south from here.
Back to Raskatoon.
I was wondering. I always thought it'd be really funny if we end up back in Raskatoon and find out that the mayor that we killed in Raskatoon was Dr. Gladstone, and that we just killed him in the first episode, and then went on this whole big search trying to
Shot him
shut
in
down
the
his
dick.
operation. I always thought I
You
had
blew
that
off
thought.
his Gladstone sports.
I had that thought a couple weeks ago, and it's just it's always been in the back of my mind.
All right. Well, yeah. There's a sheriff in town. He might have noticed something.
Somebody in town's gotta
He knows.
noticed something.
You gotta go to the old hag.
I know
that
one
lives
thing
on the
about
corner.
sheriffs is that they're nosy. All right. Well, appreciate you coming clean with us. We'll.
I apologize for any trouble this is causing to any folk. I thought it was a bit of harmless maneuvering, some sort of.
Tax evasion.
I paid every tax on the delivery and sale of my. I didn't break any laws.
This is
I tried to stay.
1881. Everybody's
It's true. I did everything I could to make this as upright as I could. I'm not a bad person. We just needed the money to keep the business going.
Well,
His
you
heart would be
haven't.
awful sore. He'd be twisting in his grave if he knew this thing sunk under my leadership.
Well, so far in this investigation, you're about the first person who hasn't tried to stab us with a needle, blow us up,
Give us
Blow
some
us
virus.
up.
Give us some virus.
I think that was
electrocute us.
Oh yeah, I guess the needle.
Well,
Apparently, this Mr. Hodges is in with some strange and dangerous folk.
He's in with some strange folk, at the very least.
All
it
right.
might just be dangerous. Well, appreciate it if you kept it under your hat, and if you see Mr. Hodges, then please let me know.
I will. I'll report to any rangers, and I'll let the sheriff know that like I said, I haven't had a shipment from them in some time. I think our arrangements more or less dried up.
Yep. I believe he has finished his work, unfortunately.
I think he did talk lingo well as far as the manufacturing side of things, so I would think that he does represent a company, or at least has worked for one before. I just didn't get a name from him.
Well, that's good information. Thank you. Alright. Well, let's go try and track down McGraw.
Okay.
And I'm happy I remembered his name. I know you
Let's,
said it like 30 seconds ago.
yeah,
But
We'll send the two outlaws in front of us, so it's just on the off chance.
Yeah, I'll
You guys can hang out
I'll
on
go
the
get
outside
a
of town.
yeah, I'll go get a drink at the saloon or
Yeah.
something while they track down the sheriff.
Okay.
And maybe ask around the sheriff, see if anybody's seen armored wagons rolling through.
Head south.
Okay.
Headed south.
Is that where you two are both going?
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
So the three of you guys are gonna head together to like the sheriff's office, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much.
Walking into the sheriff's office, we're gonna do a quick pause. Actually, no. You guys walk into the sheriff's office. Well, you walk into the sheriff's office and you see old Thomas. I almost called him Tim. Tom. You see old Tom McGraw.
I was about to say his name wasn't Tim McGraw.
No, it's Tom McGraw. Entirely unintentional. I just now realized Tom McGraw.
I was trying. You said McGraw. I was
Tom
trying to
McGraw.
remember his first name. I was like,
It
he
is
didn't
Tom
say
McGraw.
Tim, did he?
Is it Tim?
No, someone call him Tom. Entering in, you see him there, and he's just kind of sitting at the desk. You can see that there's a kind of squirrely-looking dude in the jail cell nearby. Kind of looks like the crazy prospector sort. But he's kind of looks up and said, "Ranger, how can I help you?
Well,
What happened up in the mine?"
Go stare at the
Just
surly fellow.
following a paper trail. Looks like the fellow we're looking for would pick up his ore from the processing plant there.
Got those big metal carts riding through town.
Exactly. Headed south, it
Figured.
sounded like.
Yeah, everyone I saw headed south from here. Seemed like bad business. I don't know. There's plenty of coming and going ore from that refinery over the years, but I just had a bad taste in my mouth about the folk in there.
Okay. Anything stood out to you about it?
It just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Old bank carts wheeling around with that stuff. Companies usually slap their logo on anything they can. And I don't know. Whole thing made me a little uneasy.
It's the Old West equivalent of driving around in black SUVs.
It's like black SUVs with tinted windows. It's more like black, clearly what were police cars.
Yes.
Or like bank trucks that have like
Yeah.
gotten tinted windows and got the emblem
And
etched
then
off
there's
the
like
side of them.
3 of them
Yeah.
You know,
in a row. Yeah.
It's like, okay. You never heard anything about where they were headed, or?
can't say so. No, none of the boys I saw recognized. It seemed like the same sort of folk coming each time, but headed south, and that's the last I saw. Once it leaves last roost, it's not my problem.
That's fair. Well, I'll have to check in. You don't happen to know the next town south from here?
Next town south.
Rascatoon.
Oh no.
No, there's another town closer to Rascatoon.
Yeah.
This one. Jasper?
Jasper.
I was just looking for a note. He says, I think the nearest town of any real size down south would be Jasper.
Okay, that'll be our
Mexico.
next stop then.
Has all come full circle.
Well, how the turntables.
Well, I appreciate your working with me, McGraw. Who's the squirrely fella?
Oh, Stinky.
Ah.
That's what we call him, please.
Nope,
He's
I
a-
understand. Every town's got one.
feller's been here longer than I have, and I was born here, so it's just he's an institution, and should be in one, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna walk up and just kind of stare at him.
You kind of eyes you. What you looking at, old man? He's clearly 10 years older than you. Yeah.
What?
What?
Here's for
No.
That's stuck. We've created an RP loop.
Why?
It's like yelling.
I'm sorry,
it's like,
fella. You're gonna have to speak up. I've been blowing holes in hills so long, I ain't got quite the hearing I used to.
Hey, Stinky.
What?
You seen some armored carts rolling south?
Who's asking?
I am.
Yeah, I seen them. Nothing else there? I'll tell you more. Give me a drink. The sheriff says, don't give him anything to drink. He's cleaning up in here. Ain't you, Stinky? And he said, my name is Frank. Yeah, whatever, Stinky.
Well, Mr. Frank. See, this is I give.
My first name's Frank. Ain't Mr. Frank. You don't say Mr. in someone's first name.
Well, what's your last name then, Frank?
Myers.
Myers. Frank Myers.
That is.
Is that a play on Oscar Myers?
Oh, Mr. Myers, you've seen those.
Your voice sounds a little different. Are you mocking me?
No, it's actually
It's
an
kind of
old,
hard to do.
it's an old influence trick. You talk like the other person to make them think you like them.
What was that?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
This guy's a wellspring of knowledge. You should probably keep talking to him.
I don't know what I was thinking. We're here now.
Cut to the other two walking into the.
Way to get us out of the loop.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine this could go any worse.
There's a saloon that's literally just called The Last Roost. Probably what started this town back when it was probably just a stop on the road. And you guys head in. You can see a gentleman kind of bald down the middle, thin mustache, got like a some kind of
Suspenders?
kind of waistcoat, and he's got like an apron over the top of it. He's kind of well dressed, but like old, nice clothes. Who's sitting there? Who seems to be sliding a bottle across to what looks. You don't met him, but same as Stinky, just kind of like an old haggard miner type. Kind of slides it across and glances over at the two of you as you walk in.
Howdy, sir. We're working with the ranger just came into town. Wondering if anybody knows anything about some armored wagons been rolling through every once in a while.
I saw them come through here. Some of those boys came in and grabbed a drink every now and then.
They say anything about where they were headed?
Not about where they're headed. Most of them are just swapping war stories. Bunch of old Confederate soldier types. Pretty young to be retired from that line of work. The most of them seemed pretty keen. Most of them had the look in their eye like they'd killed before. When he says they kind of like glances at the both of you pretty sternly.
He pegged you there.
Can I get you folks something to drink?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. I'll pay for it.
Both of yours.
Well, thank you kindly. I appreciate it.
You're starting to grow on me, even though you are ugly.
I did
Sure,
not say that.
grind.
I did not say that.
This guy behind turns and kind of looks over at you.
Mhm.
He's like, "What's your name?"
What's my name?
None yet.
What's your name?
Well, I'm Pete.
Well, how do you do, Pete?
I do good. I've been drinking all day. My head's spinning. It's awful though. And the kind of barman shakes his head and walks kind of back through the back door. And just leaves it to him.
Just out the back, gets on his horse, rides off.
Immediately pulls a gun. The drunk immediately pulls a gun on the both of you.
You said, what'd you say your name was?
Pete.
Pete? My name's Pete.
So I'll slap him on the back, slide him what's left of my glass of whiskey, and most of the Grimes, we should probably head for the door.
Sounds like a plan.
Cutting back to the sheriff's office, the front door opens and you see a man, well dressed, but seems like a little bit older.
no.
He's got an apron over the
Looks
top
like a
of
bartender.
it. Looks kind of like a bartender. Opens the door and says, "Those outlaws that ranger was talking about, they're in my saloon." And you see the sheriff like, not starting trouble. Come on, Ranger, let's deal with this.
Let's get him.
And for the sake of this, timing-wise, I mean, this is a small town. Just either Grimes or Ed, roll me me a d20. Tell me what's on the die.
I say
lucky.
Ed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnson's feeling lucky.
Whoa.
Dan?
10. You guys have made it outside.
I figured we'd have made it outside.
You made it outside. You step out and you see the two of them moving towards their horses. And you guys hear calling out from behind you, "Hold up there, you two! Put your hands where I can see them. You're both wanted dead or alive, and it don't make a difference to me." And you see...
You heard him.
Okay, so...
I'm shooting.
Okay. No. Okay.
You can't. Grimes is taking the first
A
shot.
player has declared an action.
Son of a bitch! I was gonna try and stun the group like us to let them get.
I was about to say let me
Y'all
handle this,
chicken-
but I didn't say it in time. So
Son of a bitch!
somebody
Y'all
has
chicken
declared-
shit.
Make a shooting roll. I'm gonna let you just shoot with one of your guns, and that's gonna start us drawing cards.
We got
if we need
cards
to.
on each other.
We're either gonna have to shoot at Grimes or shoot at this poor sheriff.
I don't want to shoot the poor shit.
I don't want to shoot it.
Okay, you
So-
failed hard.
Yeah, so
Grimes
it's
does miss.
only a tree. Well, I guess you get.
Well, that's a wound too. Doesn't Grimes still have a wound?
Yeah,
I don't-
and
I
no,
won.
you're not getting any. Like marksman just negates.
Negates negative.
Don't you
Spend
dare
it.
spend
Spend
that.
Yeah.
This is Grimes' decision to make. You don't get to tell him to spend or not spend his minis.
That's a
That's
That's
a
a 6.
6 will definitely hit. No raise, but it'll hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
I'm hitting the sheriff.
Of course you
Well,
are.
that's good.
I was hoping you were taking
Hopefully that's who you're
somebody else.
shooting.
Shoots
Roll
at
it.
Grimes.
Well, you could shoot him only.
Six
Six you know
explodes.
him just get up.
This poor sheriff.
6 explodes.
16, 19 plus.
19.
Well, it's a bunt line special, right? So it's total. It's an even 20.
Even 20. So you see this sheriff has a hand on it, and you turn
Oh, it's
like
the- it's just reflex.
it's like
Just reflex.
It's kind of like pausing up, and you're like sitting there, and you turn quick draw, and you just hear, and you see this
Well,
sheriff like
Yeah,
tumble
Does
back.
it count as a wild card?
He does not.
Do we get to find out where it gets wounded at least?
Roll where you kill the man.
Damn it.
Poor Tom McGraw.
6 and a 1.
Yeah, I think it's just in the
I
chest.
think that's just You shoot him center mass, and he kind of like you see him like, and he pulls the gun out of the holster only to drop it and fall over dead onto the ground. And you like the barber's still sitting in the door of the sheriff's office, like ducks
I mean,
around the corner, and
you-
see
you-
windows
I'm
are
gonna-
closing. People are
I'm
trying
gonna
to duck
start.
away.
I'm gonna start firing, but I'm gonna be. I'm gonna not make it look like I'm intentionally missing, but I'm gonna like be intentionally like shooting past them,
Okay.
like I'm trying to. shoot.
I'm just gonna casually.
Which I don't know how many actions I get, but it's like
I'm gonna toss.
before you yeehaws get on your goddamn horses.
I'm gonna try, quotes there, try to throw one of my stun grenades at them, but I'm gonna get it to land in front of us.
Okay.
So it seems like in the crossfire I got scared and I dropped it. It's
Okay.
gonna hit us.
The three of yous might be getting stunned here. Isn't it? Is it
There's-
opposed or?
Well, he's got to roll.
I gotta
I roll to
roll
do
it.
it, and then they have to roll whether it affects them or
One
not.
on the trait die. One on the trait die. One on the trait die.
6 explodes. 10.
Don't worry, I'll stun us. That's not what I had.
Don't
in
worry,
mind.
fellas, I've got this. Pulls out a hand grenade, pulls a pin, and drops it.
What was it?
It was a 10.
10. So raise, which means it's going to be at a -2, I believe. Everyone making what is the check to?
It's
not-
It's a bigger roll.
vigor. Everyone roll vigor to try and not be stunned.
That ain't good.
At a -2.
Come on.
Where's all the D8s? There's one.
8.
8 explodes.
That's an 8.
An 8 with the -2. Okay, not stunned.
11 minus 2 9.
20.
9.
Yeah.
What a time for this to explode. None of you are stunned.
21.
None of you are
Can we
stunned.
all just act like we were stunned?
The other two, you're hopping on horses and riding out of
I
town?
guess. I'd like to try and cast a healing spell on that sheriff, but
Oh, he's dead as a door.
He's dead as hell.
I'm going to.
damn it, Grimes, our bounties just went up.
Son of
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Let's get captured, but
Take a shot at him, and we ride out of town.
that's what I was trying to do, but I'm just too good. I knew I was.
literally spent a penny so she could have a better
Grimes
shot.
knows only kill.
Grimes knows only kill or torture.
How come when we fought all those guys, when we were out east, you were shooting to maim at everybody, and then you just shoot to kill at this guy?
I didn't mean
That man was a good man. He was just doing his job.
Before I ride off, I do like go down, like do a little prayer.
Okay.
And then I have to do heavenly
All
steps.
right.
Are you kidding? We're right in the middle of town.
Well, I guess how visible. Okay, never mind.
He's
Right
dead in
outside
the
the-
center of the road.
Yeah, people will probably watch. Okay, I'm just gonna.
I mean,
And
people
a
of
gun
all-
just went off.
Here's what happened. Everybody slammed the shutters of their windows closed, and then every single one of those windows, a slight shutter opened. You can see everything looking out of it, because nobody wants to get shot, but everyone wants to see what's happening.
You know what I'm. Wait.
It's been a while since you fed.
Not anything other than oatmeal.
That's
That's why they call it old oatmeal Mohan.
right. You're a hungry boy.
A succeed is 4, right? 4. Okay. Wait. Yep. Okay. Okay, I do not feast on you.
All right. You hold some.
Thank you, Spirit.
You got spirit? Yes, you do. Didn't eat the sheriff.
Damn it, you bunch of rascals! Get on your horses. Let's go.
So the two, yeah, you guys hop on your horses and you very convincingly chase after those dirty criminals.
They can tell I've got a fire.
You seem angry. You seem really angry about what just happened.
There's another town we can never come back to.
It's
No.
like 2 people here. It's
the
You
the
done
classic-
murdered the sheriff. They ain't forgetting, and it's a small town.
It's the classic.
Who cares?
It's
Yeah,
when I meet up
fast.
when I meet up with the other ranger, he's gonna be like, "Where were you? I was right on their trail. I was talking with the
They shot a sheriff
and
right in front of me.
Ugh.
That poor man never stood a chance.
I got a whole bunch of smoke I can blow on this one.
I've never even seen $1,000, and now I'm gonna be worth like 1,200, 1,500. Your bounty almost certainly just went over 1,000. Now Mohan's definitely gonna turn us in.
Not impressed.
Hey, again, for all we know, we don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know who
that
that
was.
is. I just know that this person here is worth 5,000. So that's fine.
That must be quite a bad man.
Yeah, I heard he's a
I'm
real
gonna turn you
bloodthirsty.
guys in for the fucking bounties. I swear to God.
God damn.
Hey, joke's on you. We already cleared my bounty. You can't turn me in for anything.
I'm definitely gonna kill you if you do.
No, you
I'll
won't.
see about
No, you won't. 'Cause you get hung.
I know,
Good
he'll
luck.
just keep coming back and keep shooting him. We'll be able to.
You'll pull a ring off of you and you'll flop onto the ground like a fish. Anyhow,
Like
the rest of you, where are you guys riding from here?
South? Well, where are we chasing you?
Yeah, where are you leading
Because
us?
if you guys stop for even a half a minute, I'm.
I know, like we're gonna get.
What are you gonna do?
He's gonna punch
We're at least
you.
we're at least gonna get chewed out by Mohan as soon as we stop. Which
I'm gonna make little fart sounds when you talk.
I'm gonna take all the. I'm gonna replace all your bullets with blanks while you're sleeping.
the old Billy the Kid trick, where because traditionally with a Cold Single Action Army you only load 5 shots because it's not safe to load 6 because then the hammer's just resting on a cartridge.
Well, I mean, I think Grimes knows all about shooting blanks. We call when you do it to his gun, we call that projectile dysfunction.
That's it.
That's it. I'm out.
This campaign's over. We're done.
We're done. We don't need to know what happens.
Some mysteries best go unsolved.
It turns out Mohan just shot and killed Grimes.
I mean, I'll probably slow down once we're a few miles down the road, well out of sight of.
Did you head south or north?
South.
Okay.
We need to head
Yeah.
towards Jasper.
Okay.
Damn.
God damn it, crime.
I didn't mean to kill that good. I just
Okay,
I didn't mean to kill that good.
I think you did. You spent a penny to get the hit.
I didn't want him to shoot me.
I think what you did was a phenomenal character decision. I think that is one of the best moments of the campaign, in my opinion. Right there. Ed is not happy. I am quite pleased.
That's true. This is exactly what Grimes would do in that situation.
It is exactly what Grimes would do in that situation.
But I'm not taking you into town anymore. You guys get to hang out outside of town and hang out in the woods.
That's fair enough.
I'm gonna make fart noise every time you talk.
I don't think we caught up yet, so why are you doing that now?
This is what Mohan's muttering under his breath while he's
After a little ways of riding, the two of you slow down.
Yeah.
Another three catch up.
You're staying outside of town from now on. Why do I even take you with me anywhere?
Foolish boy.
I had to turn you in for the bounty and just retire.
We were just, I don't know, I guess we were just getting away with it for so long that you just start to forget that there's a chance every time you walk into somebody might try and arrest you.
It's now going to be for everybody who talks. Yeah.
Damn.
And that was such a nice little town. That poor sheriff didn't deserve that.
Well, I mean, look, I could tell the old drunk prospector fella in there was starting to get wise, but he was drunk, so I paid him off with a glass of whiskey and figured we'd just go ahead and leave. But didn't think the bartender turned us in.
Yep. You're hanging outside town from now on.
Yes, sir.
Never allowed to go back.
If I catch you anywhere near a saloon.
Oh man, we gotta buy
constabulary.
bottles for Grimes now because he can't.
I may or may not go buy a dress.
This is a dress for my lady. You might try changing room.
I mean, you did shave off your beard.
Can I wear this out?
Can you what?
Wear this out. You know how when you buy something, you wear it out?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You gotta save it for a special occasion. Next sheriff you want to murder or something like that.
Well, that's why
You want
so
to go crash his funeral and
It's
maybe
flawless
kill his
disguise.
kid.
Kill his kids so there's no revenge plot later on.
Any man takes a shot at me, I'm not just gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill his whole family, burn his house down. And he stands up and he walks out of the saloon. Nobody takes a shot at him.
It's a classic. Well, I guess we're headed into Jasper.
Yeah, I guess.
Or some of us are headed into Jasper.
Three of us are headed into
Some of us gets to hang out on the outskirts of Jasper.
What's the countryside around Jasper look like?
What's the what?
Countryside around it, like,
It looks a lot like Rascatoon
talk to me
did.
about
There's a pretty big forested area
Okay.
pretty nearby. Not like thickly thickly packed trees, but
Bloodthirsty.
if we
criminal.
set up camp on like kind of a forested hilltop, is there a position where I could at least keep an eye on town through the scope of the rifle? I mean, I'll be able to hit anything, but
likely.
I guess we'll do that then.
You all need to stop pointing fingers at me. You asked me to do this. You brought me along.
We did not ask you to do this.
Yes, you did.
Oh, yeah.
What's the one thing I'm good at? One thing.
Debauchery?
Drinking.
Shooting.
Fornication?
A couple things.
No need to be crass.
Complaining about how unhandsome you're gonna be if you shave your beard?
I don't want to complain about that but once.
Yeah.
But to Bogus, it was like he just never stops complaining about it.
We'll wait here.
I'm gonna turn them in, I swear to God.
I'm listening to orders. I'm not necessarily happy about it, but I'm internalizing that.
Stupid Mohan with the stupid not dying.
Kicks the can. You kick a can, you see it's corker doodle.
Kick it again.
So you guys are heading into town?
Actually, that could be a valuable clue if these fellows we're hunting were former Southerners and Corker and Doolify primarily did rations for the Confederate Army. That could actually be a valuable clue.
Yep, heading into town. Heading into Jasper.
Alright. Heading into Jasper, what you looking for? What you trying to do?
Gonna ask about armored convoy headed through town.
Who you asking?
We'll go up to the saloon.
Joe Mama.
There was a crazy old guide in Jasper, right?
Entering into the saloon.
Yeah.
Almost immediately, you hear, "Well, I'll be if it ain't the ranger."
Howdy.
You don't even remember me, did you?
You're our guide.
That's right, your guy got you tuned for Mascatoon and cleared that shit up, didn't you?
Yes, sir. For a given amount of cleared up.
Hey, y'all. No, you were with us.
Yeah.
You had a donkey.
Yeah. The Sam. Sam's a good boy.
Who's you?
Name's Jefferson.
Well, pleasure to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you. What's your name?
What?
What's your name?
What? I can't hear you very good. You'll have to speak into my good ear.
What's your name?
Saul, vamp.
Hurry! I ain't got no time.
What? you don't want a brine.
I think he says he didn't have a dime.
I think you said
Carl!
Nice to meet you, Carl.
Nice to meet you there.
Hey, Carl. You keep an eye on town, don't you?
Did you just call me Kyle? My name's Carl.
No, Carl. I said Carl.
Hey, Kyle.
Go to the tape. Eric's gaslighting me.
Hey, Carl.
Carl doesn't hear too. What'd you say?
Said you keep an eye on town, don't you?
Got to. I'm a guide after all.
You seen some armored wagons rolling through town? Every so
I've seen them before. Not
Yeah.
for some time.
You catch which way they were headed?
He's heading out Texas ways.
Texas.
East from here. Kind of southeast.
Okay. You ever catch wind of where they were ending up?
No, I tried seeing if they need any help, negotiating the wilds around here, but they seemed like they knew where they were going. They didn't want my service.
That's a shame, Carl.
Yeah, could have been a pretty good payday. They seemed bank cards. Probably a lot of money in there. Some valuables. Kind of weird.
How
Going
come?
through Jasper. The hell is they doing out here?
Does it look like they could make it cross country? Like off-road?
Looks like they've been cross country. Those wagons are a bit worse for wear, if you ask me. I've seen lots of traveling gear. These things look like they've been through hell and high water. I mean, they came back and forth here a ton of times.
Okay. Huh. So headed east, huh?
Yep. Southeast.
Southeast.
A lot of roads that way, though. I couldn't tell you where specifically.
Any big town? You hear of any like big manufacturing plants out headed east that way?
I mean, Texas got some, not much. There's not much out there until you get out to the coast. Which I'll tell you, I mean, most of them boys, these southern accents are thicker than molasses. So I reckon they're either from real south or real east.
So headed that southeast, probably more south than east.
Or more east than south.
I guess so.
Just probably not right in between ways.
So maybe out
Shit,
towards
I
the
should be a
coast.
ranger.
I'd happy to have you along, Carl.
Is Carl a wild card?
Yeah, Beatrice ain't what she used to be. I don't think she could make those rides under duress, under gunfire. I could, though. Did I ever tell you I was in the war?
Which one?
There I was. Pinned down. At least 100 soldiers. Just me and my division. I killed all 100 of them. With this knife. Where's my knife?
We're in a saloon, right?
Uh-huh.
I just slide Carl like a drink of whiskey. They're like, here you go. Thanks for the.
He takes a, hey, thank you. He takes a big gulp, and the guy turns around like, hey! And Carl like, looks, he's like, you shut up. Nah. And this guy comes over like, give me that back, old timer.
You got in trouble now.
It seems like Carl's getting in trouble now.
Drinking somebody else's drink.
Alright.
My work here is done.
Carl, by chance, did you see another ranger like this one heading south? come through town recently?
Oh, he didn't look nothing like him.
So a ranger was through town.
Recently, yeah.
Where was he headed?
Rascatoon?
Yes, I don't know. That's right. Yeah. I was just confirming that he was there.
How are things in Rascatoon these days?
Yeah, alright.
How's the shop? You run by my shop?
Oh, no. Haven't. I just take people, like, to the town. I don't really... Why would you spend any time in Rascatoon?
I hear there's a gold bar buried.
No one saw that. That was between me and my butt cheeks.
It was between your butt cheeks and your butt cheeks.
Well, mister, we used to say in Rascatoon you have to be a wanted fugitive.
I had nothing but trouble out there. They did choose a new mayor, though.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Milton.
Yeah.
Milton Bean.
I wish I remembered who that was.
I don't think you guys ever met Milton Bean. You would know Milton Bean was the carpenter in town.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was. I thought he owned the gun store.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, is he the gun store?
That was Edwin Little.
Little.
Well, good for him.
He's a good fella. Been there a long time, so I'm told. Now you son of a bitch, don't hand me a drink that ain't yours and ain't mine. That fella's about ready to box me.
I'll signal the bartender for like a bottle, like of good whiskey.
Okay.
And I'll just slide it over to him as like an apology.
All right. Go ahead and give him $2 for a good bottle.
Alright, Carl.
You say, all right, and you all right.
Here you go.
He puts it on the edge. It's like a sealed bottle, and he like puts it on the edge and slaps the top of it to pop it off the bar. And just goes, "Bam. You got a bottle opener?" The guy hands him one. He pops the top on it and drinks it.
A knife would work.
That night where you killed 100 soldiers.
Where was that?
Well, Carl, we're headed out east, I see. Anybody else, we're headed west.
You never saw us.
Did I not see you, or did I see you heading west? Or did I not see you heading west?
There you go.
I'll tell him that. I'm a master of deception from my time in the war.
But that might work perfectly if somebody comes over and is like, "Old timer, you see Ranger, a couple others come through." He's like, "I did not see them heading west." And he'll be like, "They paid this motherfucker to say that they weren't going west." And then he goes west. Like, it might actually work out.
It'll work perfectly or horribly wrong.
It's the classic Mohan smokescreen.
Mohan's got layers of smoke. Smoke screens are so thick at this point, even he doesn't know what's real.
I don't.
That's why I keep burning the walls. I can't see where I'm going. I'm just obfuscating everything.
Luckily, most of them been fences you could vault over. Sooner or later, you're gonna back yourself into a real corner. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, like when Grimes shoots a sheriff.
Oh my god.
But she didn't shoot the deputy.
Hey,
Well,
Just because we never met the
We
deputy.
never met the
You guys are heading out of Jasper and moving on?
Yep, we're
Trying to head
heading
eastward? Southeast?
Southeast.
Southeast? Southeast? Or east-southeast?
East-south.
Is there a
Texas.
road leaving Jasper in that direction?
There is a road leading east, there's a road leading southeast, and there's a road leading straight south.
Southeast then.
Southeast. Go at it.
I mean, wagons.
Go at an angle.
I mean, it sounds like it's been some time, but wagons that heavy had to have left some level of tracks, and it sounds like
Especially
there
if
were
it was
multiple
something
wagons
newer.
every time, and like 8 shipments.
Yeah.
So
There should be.
if I can find that route, then we might have.
Yeah. I guess I should say we rendezvous with these schmuckos before we just leave them in the
Leave them in the
Really?
Hey. Watching through the scope. Hey, they're leaving town.
You see him consider it. And that hurts enough.
You see Mohan sitting on his horse going.
I need to retire at some point. Let's go pick him up. So you guys gathered back up and are going to try and head out. Go ahead and you can give me a tracking. It will not be considered wilderness tracking to track these.
Stupid roads. Not wilderness.
stupid roads, being urban and whatnot.
Luckily, we ain't invented pavement yet. That's a 2 and 1, so I'm gonna spend a penny.
2 1s. You can't spend a penny on that.
Spend another one. That's 2 3s.
Well, that means
What do I
who's
keep
gonna
you
die?
around for?
Tune in next episode when I die, because I don't have any pennies to soak damage.
It's true.
The last time I said that, somebody else died, so I should probably stop saying that.
That was me.
I know. 8 explodes.
Hey.
There we are.
11.
11's a very good roll, which is good enough that you will be able to kind of find some track. And heading southeast, for the sake of brevity, you guys are going to be riding for a while. For a while before this seems to, it weaves through some smaller towns and stuff along the way. But what you notice at a certain point is, like, the wagons seem to be making some attempt at not necessarily taking a direct route. There seems to be some, like, if somebody were trying to track them down and were going city to city, it seems like they're kind of taking northward winds every now and then that are, like, intentionally misleading that. You'd go to a town and they'd say they'd never seen that kind of a thing.
This Gladstone fella's working real hard to remain hidden.
And this path is going to take you a long ways. So, like, we're talking, this isn't a day's ride. Like, I assume you guys are going to try and keep on the trail, keep following these.
Grimes, can
Gladstone.
make a healing roll.
Oh, yeah.
Go and roll.
Such a vigor. So a D4. You're real fragile.
I am. I'm just a little bean that can shoot real good.
Well,
Nope.
No luck.
2 trees.
2 2s, technically.
What with the injury. So, yeah, you do not heal, but you guys continue riding on. And the trail, I'm going to make you make another tracking check for me. Essentially for each state line you cross.
Oh no. He's only got one more Benny.
6 explodes. Don't need it this time. Haha. 8.
8. Got a raise, which is good enough to tell. These tracks, it seems you've gotten to where you're pretty good at following these, and it's pretty well ground into these roads for someone of your caliber of tracking ability. You can tell that it forks. The path forks here, but with a raise, you can tell that one is older. It's not necessarily they forked at the same time. It's as you cross from Texas into Louisiana, and one seems to arc southward, other one seems to continue eastward.
Which one? The older one goes east?
The older one goes south. The more recent one goes eastward.
Yeah.
Alright.
Because it used to go
Which
to that
way
shack.
is
and now it's going
which way is heading towards the shack in the town?
south.
The old
South.
South.
The old one seems to be heading that way.
We've
Nothing.
we've made it most of the way across the country.
At this point,
Go ahead and give me another roll as you cross over into Mississippi.
Oh man.
8 explodes. 11 again.
It's personal. You
Can I
gotta
take another health
Oh.
healing?
It's going to be a little longer than this before that. You will be able to make another before this is over. Go ahead and make me another roll as you cross over into Alabama.
Oh, Jesus.
5 on that one.
Luckily, the further you get, the closer you get to more recent track. And along the way, you guys find signs of them like stopping and camping and stuff like that. This is probably a couple weeks out from the time the last shipment went. So
And
you're,
we're moving faster.
and you're moving a lot faster than they with these big, heavily laden carts. Crossing northern Alabama, you're able to kind of track along it. It seems like you're kind of staying along that northern. You kind of are heading vaguely northeastern from this point into Mississippi, into Alabama. Go ahead and roll me as you cross into Georgia.
Gosh, we are going right out of here. Gosh.
12. Actually, what I'm worried is they're headed for a port.
Oh, to get on a boat.
Go ahead and roll me one more.
I can't.
As you cross from Georgia into South Carolina.
I can't wait for our Britain arc. Where they follow these guys back to Britain.
See, if they leave the States, they're not our problem.
7.
7.
Well,
They're still causing havoc.
Going to be just enough. You are going to be able to cross over and follow these tracks. Long time traveling. Go make another healing roll for me.
Yay.
Winding along near the entire bottom, the southern border of the United States of America.
The tree.
on the plus
Okay.
side,
Wait.
Until you arrive outside of Harper, South Carolina, which you know is more or less not necessarily the capital of the Confederacy, but one of them. It is a military and economic hub. It's a big, beautiful southern city that's got a lot of scars from a lot of battles, especially along its northern edge, and is right on the coast.
Now we're really going.
on the plus side, as far as I'm aware, Grimes isn't wanted anywhere in Europe. So we can actually go into towns again.
That's true.
You want us to stay outside this one as well?
Depends. Are you gonna shoot anybody?
I'm not gonna.
Please don't shoot anybody.
I don't think you guys are wanted out here on the East Coast. So,
Speak for yourself.
are you?
Wanted in Louisiana.
No.
It's a hell of a lot closer than Colorado is.
I guess that's fair. Well, if you don't feel comfortable, I'll have Grimes sit with you.
I mean, I've been into other towns.
Can you do that witch magic to heal me?
No. I'm not powerful enough. It would take so many more PowerPoints than I have.
What kind of a witch?
A very bad one.
She's established this.
What's the point? I can't get better.
Stop being a moron, and then you'd probably feel better.
It's not my fault. We keep getting into shenanigans trying to save the world and whatnot. It's not my fault I keep dying or getting hurt.
Man, I didn't want to be here. My dad might be here.
And with that, close this episode of Devils of the West. As you arrive outside of a beautiful city, right outside of Harper, South Carolina, deciding who's going in, who's going out, and hopefully following along a very hot trail to whatever lies on the other end of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next episode.